Those are the dumps and returns for my pump. They're, I believe they're Delta brand. They're just a normal dump, nothing special. The hydraulic fluid comes up through here, passes through the dump out into the car, and then when you're ready to let the car back down, this energizes, brings the fluid back around through the return and the slowdown. So I'll probably work on them a little bit at lunch. We'll get to see them. We'll go right here. Okay, so these are some of our last components here. Some people use the tape. Some guys are gonna get on my case for using the paste. I've always had pretty good luck with it, so I just kind of do what comes natural to me. What I've done here, this is, you can see the P and the R here on the block. This is our pressure side. So basically when you energize the pump, hit the switch, let's say this is the front, you hit the front switch up, oil comes out, goes through the check valves, passes through the dump into the front lines. When it's time to come back down, hit that switch to the down, dumps open up, oil comes out, returns back to here through this slowdown valve. So this is how you can kind of control the speed at which your car is going to lower. In my case, at least on the front, we'll be probably running this almost all the way open. The way it's got a little more snap to it. Like I said, it's all into what type of vehicle you're putting your hydraulics on. And then last but not least, these are our return hoses. This will all eventually be replaced by some stainless steel line, I'm sure. I've got a couple people out there that have already offered to come and help me design some racks and stuff, but for the most part, this is a family cruiser for my family. I built my green truck a little bit too crazy, so to speak, so it's only got 2 seats. So I purchased this Cadillac, basically accommodate my family for more comfortable cruising. It's gonna be a little street car, but it's obviously, with me, it'll end up more than it's supposed to be eventually. It's already kind of taken on more in the paint department than I was ever gonna do. So we've painted the car red now. Had a couple tears in the seats. We've ended up now doing the interior. So yeah, just for fun. Everything I build pretty much is for fun. I like to go to shows. I do like to win trophies and things, but I build it for me first, and then we go do everything else second. But yep, so there it is. It's put in, it's ready to rock and roll. Hey guys, it's James here at Switch Suspension. Today and a couple days we've been working on my 1979 Cadillac Coupe Deville. I was hoping that I would just be able to, sometimes you can just drop these switches out with like changing the rear end, but the Caddy's got big ass springs. So, yeah, I used to do all this in my driveway, but stuff lets me use the lift. I have to cut these off. I have to cut these perches and start welding some stuff up. No, I'm gonna attach here for now. And the main reason I'm gonna do that is Jason's gonna come along in a month or so. He wants to wait till it cools down, but Jason's gonna come along. He's actually gonna truss this, brace this axle all up for me. And we'll probably change over to some bigger arms at that point in time. So for now, I'm just trying to get it juiced and get it rolling, and then, like I said, Jason's gonna come along. He don't like to work when it's hot. The cylinder hits here, so what ends up happening is you get a weak spot here and here because, like I said, I'm pretty mild with 6 batteries, but once I start to increase the batteries, then we're in danger with the weight and the rough ride and everything of damaging this. So
we're here doing lowrider shit. Saturdays for the boys, you know. Having a little bit of fun and, you know, seeing if we can break this car. So I'm still trying to figure out the mechanics of what's going on here, and it's not quite like air suspension, as much as I thought it was, you know. I can only imagine when we get down to the wiring when it's going to, you know, turn into magic. I don't know how all those solenoids open, close, what it's keeping open, what it's keeping closed. I just assume like hydraulics are kind of like air, but instead of exhausting the air to the atmosphere, it recycles it and pumps it back through. I always wanted a car with you, but I never knew anybody that wanted to help me put it together. That's fine.
Before I lose this, guide hole.
Oh, right.
But I don't. I put tape on it to try to keep as many sparks from blowing in.
So I actually picked up the Cadillac because in the building of the Suburban, we turned it into a two-seater, which turned out to be a bad deal once my son was born. And so now we've had to kind of reinvent ourselves and come up with a family cruiser. So the Suburban's still there at home. We take it out from time to time, but seeing as how it seats two, we needed the Caddy to hold more room. Yeah, I mean, my son likes all the cars. He doesn't care so much for the green truck right now because it's a little loud and hot and noisy. He's kind of a big fan of this Cadillac. He's been waiting for the hydraulics. He really is in wanting to see it go up and down. So yeah, we'll get him behind the switch here, hopefully.
Dude, you don't need to show motherfuckers these fighting this goddamn cotter pin.
20 minutes.
Yeah, dude. Well, it's a fucking pain in the ass. Yeah, I got it. This little son of a bitch, always fighting me, dude.
We put in a real simple lay-in-place setup. 2 pump, 4 dump, 6 battery setup from CCE Hydraulics. Got that through About That Life Hydraulics here in local store in Phoenix. So yeah, that's what we've been doing for the last few days.
Hey, food for thought. If you're ever breaking lower ball joints loose, you always want to make sure you keep the ball joint nut on so that the spring tension doesn't blow apart and take your hand off.
My wife and I have actually had a few Cadillacs. The 79 has always kind of been one that I wanted to get a hold of. I would love to get a hold of a 79 Le Cab, which is the convertible. But that's a little out of my range right now. This car was special to me because it was a friend of mine's, Tattoo Nick. I actually did some work on it before becoming mine for him, and so now I've ended up with the car. It was just a clean Arizona car, and so yeah, I'm excited to have it and can't wait to get it out on the street. Yeah. But what we do have to do is we have to weld this a little bit better, this a little bit better, and I need to fill these.
Did you buy fish plates for it or anything like that?
No, that's not something that's made.
It's about to be. Oh, because it just holds on that plate, huh?
So this is
So is this the upper cup or the lower? This is the lower cup.
Because now we did coil over earlier.
That just slides right
Now
in
we're
there.
gonna do
Oh, it
coil
bolts
under.
in.
But it just bolts in and then it just sits in your spring.
Oh, so that's why you're using this plate.
This plate hits
Because
the upper.
that's working as the upper mount like is here, right? So
It's
your
gonna-
spring's gonna sit up against this or on top of it?
No. The spring's down here. So
Right.
this is coil under. This is gonna sit on this.
I see.
So, and that's the only thing that keeps it from shooting through the hood. Here's everything we need to do for the front end. So you gotta cut out our control arm. This gentleman is named Jeff Hurt.
Did not need to use this today. It's too bad. We did make some fire though, but we didn't have to put anything out. Okay, stay tuned for part 2 where I'll actually get this thing wired up and then we can kind of see how it operates, and we'll check that out in a couple weeks hopefully. For more on this and other things, check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/switch suspension.